Sam Houston is a Tennessean whose life exemplifies the many changes that our nation underwent in its early years. Sam Houston was born in 1793 in the state of Virginia, and when he was quite young, he moved to Tennessee with his widowed mother. Now, he was a rebellious kind of person, and he ran away from home when he was a teenager, and he lived with the Cherokee of Eastern Tennessee during that time. He learned their language. He embraced their customs. He was even given a name by them, the Raven. I love those Indian names. The Raven, Dragging Canoe. They fire up the imagination. I mean, we have names like Bob. I mean, there's nothing wrong if your name is Bob, but you have to admit it kind of pales in comparison to Crazy Horse. Anyway, the Raven leaves the Cherokee and returns to Maryville, Tennessee when he's around 20 years old to become a school teacher. Well, in the War of 1812, he's going to join the military, and Sam Houston will be with Andrew Jackson at the famed Battle of Horseshoe Bend. And when he's in that battle, he is going to receive a very serious, almost life-ending wound when he takes an arrow through the thigh. Listen to how Sam Houston describes that night when he was injured. I received less attention than the others, for everybody looked at me as a dying man, and what could be done for anyone, they felt should be done for those who were likely to live. It was the darkest night of my life. Well, Houston survived that injury, and he caught the attention of Andrew Jackson, who admired his bravery and his courage, and he had come to know him through his years in the Tennessee militia. Jackson encourages Houston to get involved with Tennessee politics, and that's exactly what Houston does. He's going to hold a number of offices until eventually he becomes governor of the state of Tennessee. Now, for reasons that we don't quite understand, Houston resigned from being governor just 2 years into that term. And he did what he did when he was a kid. He ran off and he joined up with the Cherokee. And again, he lived with them for a number of years, embraced as one of their own. During that time, the Raven is going to lobby in Washington, D.C. for the rights of the Cherokee. He's going to become their spokesperson. And this was at a time when Houston said killing an Indian seemed like the national spirit, and ripping them off and taking their things just seemed like common sense. Houston was going to stand in opposition of those views. Now, Houston was a man who liked adventure, and he's looking for a new frontier. And at that time, the new frontier could be found in Texas. So he goes to Texas. And when he's in Texas, he joins the Texas militia, and he becomes involved and instrumental in the fight for Texas's independence from Mexico. Because of Houston's leadership in a pivotal battle, Texas gains its independence from Mexico. And it becomes not a state, but a free and independent country. And who do they elect as their president? Sam Houston. And while he's serving as president of Texas, he works to gain Texas admission into the United States as a state. Takes a couple of years, but he helps get that done. And then when Texas becomes a state, Sam Houston serves as congressman for 13 years, and eventually he's elected as governor of the state of Texas. Sam Houston, the Raven, becomes the only person in American history to serve as governor of 2 different states. Now, it's while Houston is governor that tensions really reach the boiling point between the southern states and the northern states. Abraham Lincoln has been elected president in the year 1860, and a number of states, beginning with South Carolina, secede or leave the Union in order to start a new country, the Confederate States of America. Now, Texas, or the people of Texas, wanted to join that new nation, the Confederate States of America. Sam Houston was deeply opposed to this. Here's what he said. Listen to me. You're never going to win a fight against the United States. If they don't beat you with steel and weapons, they're going to starve you to death. And this is going to cost millions in fortune and hundreds of thousands of lives. And the people of Texas scoffed at him and called him crazy and insane for having such a view, and they removed him as being governor of the state of Texas. Sam Houston said, when my headstone's written, here's what I want it to say. I want it to say he loved his country, he was a patriot, and he was devoted to the Union. Instead, Houston's headstone includes a quote from Andrew Jackson, "The world will take care of Houston's fame." And the world has, because when it came to the Cherokee and it came to his predictions about the American Civil War, Sam Houston, the Raven, was on the right side of history.